8% of your assets under management in Tesla at this point. Yeah, because it went up 20 times in the past 2 or 3. Remember when I was over to Masan initially, and I was describing the investment. I said I thought we would make 20 times our money in this investment. And what do you know? We invested $380 million. And now between 2014 and 2016, average price was then about $40 a share. And we've made him about about $1 billion, about 20 times. So far, we made about $6 billion. So far, we sold about $1 billion worth of stock. Just because you didn't want it to be an even bigger position in the portfolio. Yes, well, what it was is that I was getting widely sized for having such a large percentage of my assets in two of our mutual funds, Barron Partners Fund and Barron Fund Dis. So I wanted him to think I wasn't crazy. I know I'm crazy. That plan was making $115 million a year, $15 billion a year on a $7 billion investment, $15 billion on a $7 million investment in ordinary. Industrial company would make 15% on capital, 20%. The most this guy's making his capital twice a year now. Now he's making it once a year. He's making $8 billion in a $7 billion plan. So he's the lowest cost person. Everything about the business is trying to drive prices lower. Right now, they will be in the 1900s, early. 1900s, the automobile companies were tremendous innovators. No longer is the case in the 1950s. They decided they were going to go for profitability, and they outsourced all of their supply chain to their detriment. And all these companies went bankrupt. Hundreds of them went bankrupt. And now the way we're going is that their electric cars, they drive them. I guess they have about 30 a day, 30 or 40 a day. And they have 3 million of them that are collecting data 100 million miles a day they're getting. Barron, who is known for his risky, forward-thinking investment strategies, recently made some statements that have changed the game and made the financial capital world go crazy. Come along with us as we break down Barron's newest ideas, which will amaze even the most experienced investors. So from Barron's groundbreaking predictions for Tesla's future to his astute observations on the economy as a whole, everything will be looked at to find the pearls of wisdom he has to give. Get your favorite drink, and whether you're an experienced investor or just starting to learn about money, grab your favorite chair and get ready to be captivated. You won't want to miss a second of this exciting conversation. Get ready to be moved, educated, and maybe even a little shocked. Welcome to Tesla Stock News, where you can see the future of finance right in front of your eyes. But before we start, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Without further ado, let's go deep into the realm of possibilities with Ron Barron as our guide in the realm of future innovation. Ron Barron paints a vivid picture by comparing the search for the next big thing to Tesla's breakthrough work. Could there be another player, or maybe a different field, poised to eclipse Tesla's legacy in the 2030s? Barron says the opportunity seems open and waiting to be grabbed. Imagine a world where this kind of venture has more impact than even Tesla. It's a world where companies like Tesla are rare, just like when it first started making electric cars. Paving the way for autonomous driving. According to Barron, the arrival of autonomous driving could completely change our daily lives. Imagine that owning a Tesla is more than just owning a car. It's an investment in a lifestyle where your vehicle can navigate itself, a service worth about $2,000 a year. Imagine waking up in your Tesla and effortlessly starting your daily commute without ever touching the steering wheel. This is just a fantasy. Barron thinks it will become mainstream sooner than we might think. With autonomous driving capabilities seamlessly integrated into Tesla vehicles, owning a car goes beyond just transportation. It becomes an investment in a lifestyle defined by comfort, safety, and efficiency. Barron sees a future where Tesla could make 15 to 20 million cars a year within the next 7 to 8 years. And here's the great thing. Picture a future where a lot of cars on the road, maybe even a fifth or a quarter, can drive themselves thanks to Tesla's technology. Now let's talk about risk and return. Barron goes into great detail on how to spend a lot of money, not only in companies, but also in the vision of one person, Elon Musk. It might seem like a risk, but Barron shows how dedicated and visionary Elon is. Barron says that Elon surrounds himself with the best people, like the head of computing, whose rise from humble beginnings to the forefront of technology innovation is similar to Barron's own path at Tesla. The Earth and Elon Foster, where Barron explains that brilliance grows in places where every employee is not only successful, but also driven by a shared mission. So what makes Elon unique? Barron says it's not just his intelligence, but also his insatiable curiosity and hands-on approach. He's a modern-day Renaissance man, like a business-savvy Da Vinci, for example, because he can effortlessly solve complex engineering problems with a glance and a few wise words. It's clear that Elon Musk embodies the spirit of ingenuity and relentless pursuit of progress. According to Barron, he's not just building cars, he's engineering a future where the limits of what's possible are constantly pushed and in a world hungry for innovation. Elon Musk isn't just running Tesla, he's shaping the future of transportation and beyond, one innovation at a time. Barron thinks it's a good bet, so let's look into the future. Let's remember that the next Tesla could be around. The corner, driven by a visionary like no other. Rias Ron Barron so eloquently explains, if you graduate from a top engineering school, you might be set on landing a job at either SpaceX or Tesla because you want to work with other brilliant minds on the critics. The mission to obey something you believe will shape the future. Barron points out the shockingly high demand for jobs at these companies. 3.5 million people applied for just 30,000 jobs last year. He says that getting into SpaceX or Tesla is harder than getting into Harvard. But those who do get in are driven by a common goal, shared mission. That's what keeps them going. Now, what about the risks? Barron knows there's a chance of losing, especially when the company is small, but he's betting that as these companies grow, they'll not only survive, but thrive. He's sure Elon Musk will continue to lead the charge for at least the next 5 to 10 years, and it's a bet he's willing to make. But Barron then shifts gears and thinks about the current global situation with geopolitical tensions rising and worries about the US budget. Some people might question whether or not it's smart to own stocks, but Barron's view is based on his own experience. He talks about how he started out as an analyst in the 1970s with only $600 in bad credit. But he even tells a funny story about how he got calls without a phone while working with hedge funds. Tales of Paul T. Jones. Barron recognizes Jones's skill at market timing, but stresses that they have different investment philosophies. Jones is a trader, while Barron is an investor with a long-term view. He draws comparisons between today's problems and the turbulent 1960s, reminding viewers that despite the chaos, economic growth continued. Barron's outlook is one of caution is optimism. Despite the uncertainties, he remains bullish on the potential of the stock market and the economy based on his belief in innovation and resilience. This view is the result of decades of experience and a deep understanding of how markets work. But do you know who else shares his optimism? Today's sponsor, Seeking Alpha, says that Tesla bulls and people who are always on the lookout for the next big thing in the stock market shouldn't just sit back and watch the company grow. Seeking Alpha has everything you need to know about Tesla. Stock price goals, Tesla's ideas, and everything. Stay away from the negative talk about Tesla and the Tesla, wine media, Elon Musk. Seeking Alpha has the most pro-Tesla news on the internet. If you click on one of the affiliate links in the description and make a purchase, our channel may get a small fee. Thanks for your support. Going back to the subject, Ron Barron's study of the economy is like a fascinating journey through time, comparing the present to the past to reveal important information about the path of the stock market. As Barron delves into the numbers, he points out the incredible growth of the Dow Jones, which has increased in value 34 times since the 1960s. This exponential growth, he explains, means that prices rise by about 7% each year, which is higher than inflation by about 2%. But what does this mean in real life? In real life, let's look at an example. If you put $11,000 into the stock market in the 1960s, that amount would have grown to a huge $334,000. This is because the market has been growing steadily over the years. This amazing compounding effect is what makes the stock market so successful over the long term, as Barron points out. Now, let's talk about the problem that everyone else is avoiding, the problems and uncertainties that will definitely come up along the way, like pandemics, wars, and economic downturns. There are some bumps in the road to financial success, but Barron points out an interesting trend, the market's ability to bounce back from problems even when things go wrong. Barron tells us that the market has an amazing ability to bounce back, doubling in value every 14 or 15 years on average. But why does this matter? It matters because it shows how important it is to invest with a long-term view, since short-term changes can cause stress and uncertainty. Barron's ideas tell us to keep our eyes on the bigger picture. If we can weather the storms and stay invested for the long haul, we'll be able to benefit from the market's steady growth. Barron stresses how important it is to invest in businesses for the long run. He doesn't settle for small returns. Instead, he looks for companies that could double in value every 5 to 6 years. This approach includes a mix of high growth and low growth companies. Startups like Tesla and SpaceX, as well as safer bets in the financial and real estate fields. Barron thinks that SpaceX could be bigger than Tesla in the 2030s. While he thinks that Tesla's value could skyrocket to trillions of dollars in the next 10 years, he thinks that SpaceX could reach similar heights. He says that these chances are rare and that you should hold on to them tightly once you find them. His philosophy is to find and grow businesses with the ability to change the world. It's a plan based on faith and patience that has helped him get through the ups and downs of the market as he looks to the future. Barron thinks there are endless growth possibilities because he thinks the next Tesla is just around the corner. Before we end this insightful conversation with Ron Barron, let's go over the main points we learned. Barron's view on the business and the stock market can help you understand how to get around today's changing world. With the Dow Jones rising at an exponential rate and high growth potential businesses such as SpaceX and Tesla is long-term investment. Strategy shows how important it is to be patient and sure of what you're doing. Now it's your turn. What do you think about Barron's insights? Do you agree with his view on the future of Tesla and SpaceX? More importantly, what strategies are you using in your own investment journey? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this conversation interesting and useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Tesla Stock News to stay up to date on the latest news in finance and technology. Glad you watched, and see you next time.